Negative numbers. Let's see how our number line can help with negative numbers. Take the problem 2 plus negative 5. Start at 2, and since 5 is negative, move 5 places in the negative direction to the left. You should arrive at negative 3. What if the problem were 2 minus 5? Again, start at 2, move 5 places in the negative direction, note the minus sign in front of the 5, and you should arrive at negative 3. What have you just learned? That 2 plus negative 5 is the same as 2 minus 5. In both cases, you start at 2 and move 5 places to the left because you have either a minus or a negative sign in front of your 5. Whether it's written like this or this, it's treated the same. Let's add two negative numbers, negative 3 plus negative 4. Start at negative 3, move 4 places left, and you arrive at negative 7. Now let's subtract negative numbers. Think of positive and negative signs as being opposites. On the number line below, 0 is in the middle. The positive numbers are on the right side, and the negative numbers are on the left. Positive 3 is on the right, and negative 3 is opposite that, on the left. So positive 3 and negative 3 are opposites. All numbers except for 0 have an opposite. The number 4 is on the positive side of the number line. If we put a negative sign in front of the 4, we have now flipped over to the opposite side and will be at negative 4 on the number line. What about a minus negative 4? That minus sign flips us back to the positive side at positive 4. Two negatives cancel each other out and make a positive. For example, 3 minus negative 2 can be restated as 3 plus 2, which equals 5. Negative 4 minus negative 6 can be restated as negative 4 plus 6, or 2. 7 minus negative 6 can be restated as 7 plus 6, or 13. If this extends beyond our typical number line, you can either extend your number line or you can change the intervals on your number line. Multiplication and division of negative numbers. Let's try multiplying and dividing with negative numbers. It's almost the same as with positive numbers, but in addition to multiplying or dividing, you must count how many negative numbers are in your problem. If you have an even amount of negative numbers, your answer will be positive. If you have an odd amount of negative numbers, your answer will be negative. To help you remember this rule, think about flipping back and forth on the number line. Without any negatives, you're on the positive side. With one negative, you're on the negative side. Then with two negatives, you flip back to the positive side. And with three negatives, you flip back over again to the negative side, and so on. Do you see the pattern? Let's take 3 times negative 5. Count the negative numbers. Just one negative number. Since 1 is an odd number, you know your final answer will be negative. So 3 times negative 5 equals negative 15. Negative 3 times negative 6. Two negative numbers. Since 2 is even, your answer will be positive, 18. The same applies for division. But what about negative 8 divided by negative 4 divided by negative 1? Will the answer be positive or negative? Count the negative numbers, 3 total, and 3 is an odd number. When you have an odd amount of negatives, your answer will be negative, so your final answer will be negative 2. So remember, when multiplying and dividing negative numbers, an odd amount of negatives will produce a negative result. An even amount of negatives will produce a positive result.